Executive Vice President and General Manager of Orbital's Advanced Programs Group, and Bill Rebell, Director of NASA's Wallops Flight Facility. And with that, I'll hand off the discussion to Phil.
Thanks, Trent. I'm very, very gratified to be here today. I remember when we first started this program over 6 years ago, there was no launch pad, no rocket, and then to see the launch pad and the rocket today in the sunshine getting ready for its debut was very, very gratifying. And I want to congratulate Frank and the Orbital team for doing a great job, and the other partners as part of this organization. It was really a team effort, really a good partnership on the part of Orbital, leading the way, as well as the Mid-Atlantic Regional Spaceport, the state of Virginia, the Authority, Wallops, and NASA, all coming together to get another American space capability. And that's what's truly gratifying. A lot of people say that the American space program is in decline. Well, you only have to go just a couple miles down the road to see it on the rise, literally, on the pad. And I am very much looking forward to the day where we have regular cargo resupply runs to the International Space Station. Hopefully we'll see that very soon, so the space station can be fully outfitted and productive as a national lab. And just to conclude, I'd like to say that our accomplishments in space should not be limited by hardware. It should only be limited by our aspirations and our will. And this capability gives us the hardware and allows us to take the next step in our space exploration program. So that's another reason why I'm very excited for tomorrow. Regardless of whether it is a good day or a bad day or something in between, tomorrow, again, a real accomplishment. A lot of challenges that got worked through, but the commitment of the partners to work through that's real testament. So whatever happens, good job to get us to where we are today. That's it. Dale?
Okay. Thanks, Phil. First of all, we are very pleased as the state of Virginia and the Virginia Commercial Spaceflight Authority, the owner and builder of the Mars pads here, in particular Mars Pad 0A. We're pleased to be on the NASA orbital team, and very fortunate to have been selected. We've gone through a long, challenging process. I had about 5 or 6 slides, but somehow we hope it's the only snafu we have. They didn't make it onto it, but a good snapshot of the pad. Had groundbreaking in June of 2009. We really started to do construction in the spring of 2010. Hundreds of pylons put in. Built the pad up. It was taking pretty good shape. By the fall of 2010, most of the infrastructure was in. 2011, we had a pad. We were in the process from 2011 on through the end of 2011 through October of 2012 of putting all the subsystems in place, the liquid fuel farm, all the regulators, all the things that go with it, getting it tested out, hooked it up on October, or turned it over to Orbital on October 1st. Shortly thereafter, hooked up the test vehicle. We went through a lot of systems tests and checkout. Didn't always get them right the first time, but each time we went through it, we learned more. We got better and better at it. We rode out Hurricane Sandy, and we had a very successful hot fire on the 22nd. The pad came through looking remarkably well, far better than I had expected. We were able to turn that around quick. We've got the very beautiful Antares rocket out there, and we are ready to go. And very pleased at the partnership with NASA and Orbital. Wallops in particular. It's an excellent partnership that I think has reached this major milestone, and we only expect to see it grow well beyond that. Thank you. Frank?
Thank you very much, Dale, and good afternoon to everybody. On behalf of Mr. David Thompson and the entire Orbital team, I'd like to thank you for welcoming us here for this big event today. I also am happy to see so many people out to watch this. This is a big event for the Eastern Shore, for Wallops, and for everybody in the surrounding area, but I think also for the country, as I'll explain in a moment. We've been working on this rocket for over 6 years, and it was originally conceived to be a medium lift rocket to replace others that were being retired. And then when the COTS program came along, it was a perfect fit. And we were eventually selected to provide a COTS demonstration mission. And then shortly thereafter, selected as one of the awardees on the cargo resupply service, which we will be executing following the first 2 test and demonstration flights. That's a real honor for us as a company, and we understand how important that is to the country. The rocket itself, as you will see, is about 130 feet long. It's sitting on the pad out there now, ready to go. It will be fueled tomorrow during the countdown, and we'll lift off with approximately 750,000 pounds of thrust, weighing about 600,000 pounds. So it'll not race off the pad, but it will accelerate very quickly once it gets going. And it's going to be the biggest and loudest and brightest thing that's ever launched from Wallops, I believe. So it'll be visible up and down the coast. But that will be the first of many. We intend to continue launching out of here with the help of our partners on a regular basis. This test flight, of course, is a test flight. And I want to remind everybody that that first word is test. So if things don't go exactly as planned, we will learn what we need to learn, and we'll press on and continue to improve as we go forward. The second flight will be a demonstration flight all the way to the International Space Station with a load of cargo carried by the Cygnus spacecraft, which, as we speak, is in the fueling facility here at Wallops Island, getting ready to go, and will be ready to be launched later this summer following the test flight. Once we have demonstrated with those 2 missions that our system works, we'll be authorized to proceed with the cargo resupply service beginning this fall, and we will launch every 3 to 6 months, carrying approximately 2 tons of cargo each time to the International Space Station. And that's a pretty exciting challenge for us, but a demonstration of what the commercial industry can do to help maintain human spaceflight and maintain the International Space Station. And NASA is working with their industry partners very, very hard to make sure that we can move in that direction. We can do what we do best so that they can go do what they do best. I especially want to thank our partners in this. A lot of people, some of whom are in the room here, started us out several years ago and kept us going. We're on our 3rd program manager now. The others have moved on to other things. Mike Pinkston and his team have been working very hard to get ready. Dale and his team and Billy and your work have gotten us ready, and we really want to thank Mars for all the hard work that you've put into this and the state of Virginia's support in making sure that we have a launch pad here. Now, of course, we wouldn't have this launch pad if we didn't have a place to put it, and Wallops Center, Space Flight Center, has provided us with that place, and we are tenants and customers here. But it's a great partnership because they provide the range, they provide the integration facility, and the Wallops folks have worked very hard to make sure that not only are we safe, but we're also ready to go, and provided their own expertise in launching. And thousands of rockets have been launched here from Wallops, and so this is just a bigger, better version of what they've been doing in the past, but it's the same people paying attention to the safety and to the range. We want to thank the International Space Station program and NASA at large for the support. It's been, again, a great partnership working through various problems, everything from funding to schedule to finding parts to help us get the pad ready from various NASA centers, including bringing people in from all over the agency to help us out when we needed it. So it's been a true team effort to try to achieve this commercialization of cargo carry into the International Space Station, but also to broaden the capability of the United States as a spacefaring nation. And now we will have a new liquid rocket spaceport on the East Coast to carry not only cargo but other spacecraft into orbit, and that's a great expansion of our capabilities. And one of the things that we wanted to achieve by setting up shop here at Wallops and launching from here. I've got a short video that when they're ready to show it, we can start rolling it. I'll narrate it and tell you a little bit about what you're seeing, if I can see it on here, I hope. And it'll give you a good illustration of what you're going to see tomorrow. This is computer generated, however, so it bears a little bit of resemblance to reality. And I'm sure it's on its way. While it's coming, I'll keep talking. I've had to do this before, too. Though my tap shoes are worn out. It's rolling? Okay. Oh, it is? How do I know what to say then?
Just talk.
Okay, well, we will launch off the pad, and the engines will fire for approximately 4 minutes, and then we'll switch over to the second stage, a single solid booster that will carry us into orbit. The entire launch will take approximately 10 minutes, and we'll deliver the Cygnus simulator into orbit. On the demonstration flight, we'll actually carry the Cygnus spacecraft, and it will carry, as I said, on the first flight a little less than a ton of cargo, and on subsequent flights about 2 tons. Over the course of the next 3 to 5 days, the spacecraft will go through the rendezvous operations necessary to approach the International Space Station. On the demo flight, we go through several exercises to prove that we are safe and we can abort if necessary, and that we can safely approach the station at low speed and under control. Once we arrive at a point about 10 meters away from the station, the crew will grab us with the robotic arm and then attach us to the nadir port of Node 2. At that point, once everything is sealed and the leak checks have been completed, they'll open the hatch and unload the cargo and any other surprises we might throw in there for them, and spend a couple of days doing that. Then they'll load it with disposal cargo. Some people call that trash, but we prefer to call it disposal cargo, and then we will unberth from the station, be released from the robotic arm, and then go through a guided re-entry and burn up on re-entry over the Pacific so that everything is basically destroyed before it reaches the surface of the Earth. Is it still rolling?
Still on animation is unloading cargo right now.
Okay. That in itself, I think, will be a welcome addition to the station program's repertoire of taking clothing, tools, experiments, etc. to the crew. This in itself will be the beginnings of the capability of expanding the crew size on the International Space Station and continuing to grow the research program that it was designed to support. And our cargo spacecraft, as well as the others that are in service now, will provide them, NASA, with that capability to keep moving.
We can.
Are we re-entered now?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I hope you enjoyed the video. I just want to say in closing that we are extremely excited to be here as a part of this. This is will be a very important event in the history of orbital sciences. Everybody in the company has been paying attention to this, and a heck of a lot of us have been working on it for several years. So we've got our hearts and souls in this, but we are also keenly aware that this is not just for our company, it's for the country. And in order for the United States to maintain a presence in space and to continue the human spaceflight program going so that we can go beyond low Earth orbit, beyond the International Space Station, and out into the solar system and beyond, we need this capability in order to keep the crew safe and to keep them well fed and to keep the research going. So this is important to the future of the country and to our future generations if they're going to continue to be explorers. We are real honored to be